In any case, but in being that my memory is somewhat messed up at the moment, a lot of my good memories are also skewed or messed up. I have some good memories, it's just that I have more bad ones. So my brain, being that it has been focused on so many bad things over the last 3 or 4 years, it just gravitates so easily to those bad issues, especially like lying in a bed looking at a ceiling with no one around for hours or days, or wondering whether you're going to walk or ever move your arm again. I'll get into that a little bit of that later. That whole experience of being in a hospital paralyzed. I can laugh and sit here with that smile on my face and try and poke fun at it and joke about it, but it's far from what I was experiencing at the moment, at that time. But yeah, the memory thing. Okay, stay focused. Yeah, it's cool that I will forget a lot of my stuff. But in doing a lot of forgetting, you also lose, or I have lost, a lot of who I believe is my identity. I mean, along with being this new person and not remembering a lot of parts of my past and trying to define who I am currently and what I like and what I like to do and so on, comes rather challenging. In some ways, again, it's cool. You get to start new and be the person you want to be. I mean, awesome. Like, create your own character profile. I want to be this type of guy. And as you can't remember what kind of guy you were and don't feel compelled that you would want to know or live that other guy's shoes, then create your new person. Create the new whatever. So here I am, a bit whacked out with memory issues, and a lot of it is learning new things. I can't, or I do. I have difficulty. It seems to me I have to repeat the task like 40 times or 50 times or one time or 500 times or whatever. I mean, there was a point in time I did a trip earlier this year, or a while back, where I was away from my computer for, I don't know, a week or longer. And it ended up where I forgot how to use it. Took a little while to remember keys, passwords, simple tasks. I got it. It didn't take a lot of learning it. It just took a lot of just getting familiar with it, asking a few questions, and like, oh yeah, I remember this now, oh, I remember that. But it only took a week to forget what I was doing for hours or enjoyed doing for days. Actually, I was doing it for multiple times, turning things on, engaging into files, doing my blogging, writing, remembering where to file it, how to get into my website, to how to put it in there, because there's another bunch of passwords and a format you have to get used to push a few buttons to allow it to save the text to its memory, thus for you to read. I have some trouble remembering certain things, not everything, but names, big challenge. It was a challenge before, but huge challenge nowadays. Things I'd want to remember, comparing things. Here's a cool thing. Put two documents side by side. There's been an occasion when I'm doing a blog or something, and because of my lazy hand and this keypad thing here, where you can use your fingers to drag the mouse pointy thing or whatever across the screen, where my thumb will drag across it and it'll butcher my blog, remove pieces, place them somewhere else, delete sections, add words in where you don't want them, type words in, arbitrarily into a place wherever the pointer goes. It's all pretty annoying. Anyways, so trying to compare what your older version of that blog to the newer one, and then trying to fix the newer one, is a very tedious task for me at times. I mean, I can read up to the point where things change up, and when things get complicated and messy, I don't know how long or how far it's been messed up, and thus I don't know how to fix it. I'll keep looking. They can be side by side, line for line, except to the point where the lines change because of the addition or whatever you've messed up. And then try to engage in fixing it, and just have no ability to do it. And then I have to like revisit it from, I don't know, 25 different angles, sometimes from the reverse, and literally word for word, I don't know, change it from the reverse backwards till it's fixed. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's all comparisons, or if I had to compare stats, I do this sometimes with my my two websites, because there's a little program that will let you know how many people visit your site, and you're always wanting to see, where I am, how many new people are on the site. It calls them unique visitors. So it's like this little interesting game where you get to like visit it and compare what the numbers were yesterday, how many newer bodies today, and so you get a little comparison there of how many actual new people that have actually visited the site, and then compare it to my other site and look how many are there, and then forget what the original numbers were. So I'd have to be like bouncing back and forth between two pages with such minimal information, just how many, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times before I got, oh yeah, this site has 36 and this one has 42. Because the next time I go back to the 36, I've forgotten the 42, or go back to the 42 and forget the 36. And as I'm always trying to compare the two, it's difficult and very challenging for me. I mean, how ridiculous. Yet, give me some numbers and repeat after me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here I am. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get some momentum in my head to remember it, and thus do. It seems to be like I have an easier chance of remembering something if someone tells me the information, and I somehow remember it in some type of tune or whatever. It's a little easier to remember it that way than it is to simply read it, engage, remember it, and then regurgitate it. Being that I have to read it and put it to memory, and then remember it, and then compare it. There's a problem with that. I have troubles with it. I'm a little challenged with it. It's something I do by playing around with all this typing and writing. It's not all for this creative outlet. It's cool that it's creative, and I can look back at it and look at some cool writing, some poems, some pictures. But it's got another dynamic to it, where it forces me to use my right hand. Now, I can't really feel the keys properly, so touch typing doesn't work very well. My hand's lazy, fingers don't actually pick up completely off keys. They drag. Sometimes they put pressure when you don't want it. It's not like a perfectly in tune tool anymore, my right hand is. So now my thumb will drag around, and what I'm writing is quite often not what I want to write. It's not what's actually getting to the page.